Grand rising, everyone. Woo woo! Today is Wednesday. It's June the 3rd. Oh my God, can y'all believe it? It is June. Has the time been going? We're in the second quarter, right? January, February, that's first quarter. April, May, June, we still in the second quarter. So we still got two more quarters to go. So this year is the year of expansion. Okay. So we still got two more quarters to go. That is just so exciting because we can accomplish so much more. Welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth. For those who don't know, my name is Lakeisha LeGrand, also known as Madam Finance, because I just love helping people build wealth with confidence. I am so excited about today. All right. But before we really get started, I really welcome everyone. Shani, everybody, Stacy, everybody, just welcome, Lorraine. Miss Woodard, my business partner is on and she's showing her face. Okay, then. Welcome. Look like she didn't know she was.
I didn't mean to let y'all see me like this.
Welcome. So one of the things I really want to talk about today is really about counting your blessings. Just counting your blessings. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to pick somebody called me and they wanted me to pick them up. And it's not the first time, it's just always like nothing positive. She wanted to complain the whole ride. I couldn't do it. I started playing my gratitude, and I was playing my gratitude music because
I know that's right.
I could not be that. And it was tickling me because all I was playing this music, it was like she was fidgeting the whole time because like, come on now, something it's always something good that you can find in each and every day. There is
Always.
a blessing every single day if you look for it. And
Amen.
yeah,
Hmm.
if you go through something or something didn't go your way that day, okay, it's okay to own it, to feel it, but you can't stay there. Let it go. Like it's always a choice. You don't have to let that ruin your whole day. Like it's okay to be happy going through the storm. Can you be happy while you're going through the storm? I mean, just because this is happening, some things is going on, there is always something that can brighten up your day. It was a beautiful day yesterday. The sun was shining. You woke up. You asked for a ride. You were stranded. And guess what? Somebody came and saved you. Like, can we just, gratitude is to multiply for more. And I'm just saying, stay there because it's always a choice. So count your blessings, everyone. I just had to say that because I just don't understand. You have to change that mindset, that mind shift if you want to see more. If you look for the good, you will see more good. If you always complaining, you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more of that. You're attracting what you constantly see. See something else. I promise you. You start seeing the good, more good will show up. You will start recognizing, and then your life will get so much better and so much easier. So I had to talk about that today because don't let nobody, you don't have to listen to that. Okay? Do what I did. Put on some gospel music or put on something positive. Don't stay in that space and don't allow nobody else to put you in that space. So, those who know, I love to start the show off with a millionaire and billionaire success story. And today's success story is Jensen Hong. This story is like profound about what we're going to be talking about today. From immigrant child to one of the most influential business leaders in the world. Today, I want to share the inspiring story of Jensen Hong, the co-founder and CEO of NVIDIA. Jensen Huang was not born into wealth. He was born in Taiwan and moved to the United States as a child. His parents wanted a better future for their children, but the journey was not easy. At one point, young Jensen and his brother was sent to a boarding school in Kentucky that was actually designed for troubled youth. They faced challenges, culture shock, and difficult circumstances. Life was far from glamorous. As a teenager, Jensen worked hard, even washing dishes at a restaurant called Denny's. He wasn't dreaming about becoming a billionaire. He was simply doing what many successful people do, showing up, working hard, preparing for opportunities he could not yet see. Jensen earned degrees in engineering and developed a passion for technology. In 1993, he and his two friends started a company called NVIDIA. They met in a small booth in Denny's to discuss their vision. At the time, very few people that believed that computer graphics would become a massive industry. Many companies failed during those years, and Nvidia came dangerously close to running out of money. But Jensen kept going. For decades, Nvidia quietly built technology that powered video games, graphic cards, and computer processing. The company wasn't an overnight success. It took years of persistence, innovations, and patience. While others chased quick wins, NVIDIA focused on building for the future. Then something remarkable happened. The same chips NVIDIA had spent years developing became the foundation for artificial intelligence. Suddenly, the world realized that AI needed enormous computing power, and NVIDIA was already prepared. What looked like an overnight success was actually the result of more than 30 years of preparation. Today, Jensen Hung leads one of the most valuable companies in the world. His story reminds us of a powerful truth. Opportunity often rewards those who prepared long before the crowd noticed. Most people see the success and think it happened quickly. They see the billions. They see the headlines. What they don't see are the years of sacrifice, the uncertainty, the long hours, and the commitment to a vision when nobody else believed. The lesson for us is simple. Don't wait until the opportunity arrives to get ready. Get ready now. Open the brokerage account. Learn the skills. Build the business. Save the money. Develop the discipline. Because when opportunity knocks, it may be too late to prepare. So Jensen Hong's story proves that success is not always about being first. Sometimes it's about being ready when the moment arrives. Now, I hope y'all was really listening to this, okay? Because I'm gonna start really breaking down these stories because this is one of the reasons why I love doing the stories. Okay. For one, in the story, it said he was simply doing what many successful people do. They said he was showing up. Are you showing up for your business? Not sometimes. I'm talking about really showing up for your business. Are you working hard? Or are you treating your business like a hobby? And preparing for opportunities you cannot yet see. So we have to stay, don't give up. Stay aligned with your vision. Work your vision. Work your business every day. We talking about what? 2026 is the year of expansion. We have to show up for ourselves. It said they met in a small booth at Denny's to discuss their vision. Can I hear somebody say their vision?
Their vision.
Okay. Where is your vision? Do you even have a vision for yourself? Right? The Bible even says write the vision down and make it plain. Do you have a vision? Do you even know where you want to go? That's so huge to have a vision. Write the vision down and make it plain.
Amen.
He said, for decades, NVIDIA quietly was building technology, quietly building. Sometimes you have to build in silence. We can't tell everybody what we want to do and how we want to do it. Sometimes you have to build in silence. Can we build?
Mm-hmm.
Can we stay focused?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
He said, then it said, then something remarkable happened. Yeah, something remarkable happened. That reminds me that everybody gets a time and chance. It's in the Bible. Everybody gets their time and chance. Everybody get their suddenly. If you stay in the game, if you stay persistent, sister, if you start preparing for your future. It said what looked like an overnight success was actually the results for more than 30 years of preparation. 30 years. That means don't give up on your dreams. He didn't give up. He kept going. Every success story after success story after success story after success story. We all walking in the footsteps of success stories. Don't give up. Stay in the game. If you stay in the game, you will win. Don't give up on your dreams. I don't care. Don't give up your dreams for nobody. Even if they don't believe, you believe. Trust God. So that is what I got out of that story. And I hope you all got something out of there too, to stay in the game, to keep pushing forward, right? So now, the reason why that was so profound for me is because my spirit this morning was kept talking about, actually all week, about preparation. Sometimes when the opportunity presents itself, it's too late to prepare. It's too prepare. So let's get in a preparation stage. So when the opportunity presents itself, you're not scratching. You're not looking and running, struggling, trying to pull it together. Because sometimes it might be too late for you to pull it together. Can we pull it together? You know what was so amazing to me this week is that I wanted some letters of intent, right? For meaning that I want my goal is to get about 50 different letters from businesses, nonprofit organizations, showing that they will support my vision. It was so amazing to me how so many people have been in business for years and don't even have a letterhead for their company. What are we doing? We're not sending out letters or prepared to send out letters. If you have a product, hey, let me see if this company will be interested in my product. Let me send them a letter. I mean, at one point, do you not think that you will need a letterhead or sending out information? That's part of you having a business. So I'm just saying that we have to start really looking at our business and evaluating where are we with our business, because true wealth only comes through business. Some way or another, you're entwined with a business. When you have a company and you're in that 401k, guess what they're investing in? Businesses. So we can't keep spending our money over and over and over again and not even doing no ownership. True wealth comes through business. Either you're going to have your own business, right? Or you're going to own a piece of somebody else's business. It's no getting around it. So let's go ahead and start being prepared to do so. Let's open up our brokerage accounts. That's $0. This has been 2 years, and I still know some people have not even opened up a brokerage account that's $0. Can we at least open it up? I'm not saying put no money in it, but can you open it up? Because it costs $0 to open up a brokerage account. It costs money if you wanted to open up a credit union account. It costs money if you want to open up a business account, right? But a brokerage account, so they don't cost you no money. If money is the issue, can we at least open it up, right? So let's make some actionable steps, okay? Most people, the myths is it costs so much money to invest. I'm just going through this because I see some new people on here and may not be up to speed with us, right? How much does it cost to start investing? Somebody, can somebody tell the new people how much does it cost to start investing?
$5.
$5. Okay. Do you got five on it? $5. Okay. Let's knock out the excuses and let's at least open it, right? So once you open it, that's a whole nother energy now. You open it, I guarantee you open up your brokerage account, you keep seeing statements and ain't no money in it. You're gonna want to put something in it. You're gonna want to still vision. I need to put something in my brokerage account. I'm gonna do so sooner or later. But if you never open it up, what's gonna encourage you to start investing? So the hard truth about wealth building is most people think they miss opportunities because they didn't know about them. That's not naturally or always true. Most people miss opportunities because they weren't prepared when the opportunity arrived. The opportunity wasn't the problem, the preparation was. Can we be prepared for your success? Can you be prepared what you asking God for, right? You asking for increase. Are you preparing for that increase? So then when you get that increase, what are you going to do with the increase? Some of you don't even have a brokerage account open. So what you going to do with the increase? Right? So I need you all to think about that. If someone called you today and said, I have the investment opportunity of a lifetime, would you be financially prepared to participate? If somebody said, "Ooh, girl, this is it," would you be prepared? Many people would say no. Not because the opportunity isn't there, but because they haven't prepared themselves financially. Wealth builders think differently. We are all wealth builders here. We are all first time generational wealth builders, most of us, wanting to change our trajectory of our family. We want to do something different. Let's start acting like it. Let's start making baby steps. This is just baby steps, just a little step at a time. Average people wait for opportunities. But wealth builders prepare before the opportunity arrives. Y'all gonna see where I'm going with this when I pull up the shelf, the PowerPoint. They don't wait until the opportunity shows up. They prepare in advance, right?
Mhm.
Before opportunity arrives, successful investors they get prepared by building an emergency fund. We done talked about the building emergency fund. We done talked about in the past. There's a sequence on how you really should start doing things, and saving is one of those. Because if you don't have an emergency fund, you don't have any savings. Maybe some money I'm going to put up for investing until I find that company that I want, until I find that ETF that I might want. Can you put it there? Because you might find something, right? For that waiting list that I'm looking at, I'm checking out these companies, and I'm gonna be ready when it go to a certain point. I'm gonna buy it in. But if you don't have no money and it happens, you at a standstill. So we need to prepare. That emergency fund is really key because if something was to happen, now you investing and there's an emergency that came up, you know what the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna go and get your money that's in your investment. That's what we don't want to do because we're talking about buying and holding. We're talking about building wealth for long term. Opening a brokerage account. What if you hit the lottery? What if somebody give you a lump sum? The longer you hold on to that money, you might start spending it. But you can do something with a lump sum. So have your brokerage account already ready. Start learning basic investing terms. Basic investing terms. Create a watch list, right? We're going to start talking more and more because we're about to really dive in deep this next 2 quarters. We're going to really dive in deep because I want to see some action steps, something that we are actually moving forward, okay? At your pace. But at least let's start making some steps to moving forward. This is the year of expansion. Setting aside investment capital. Putting a little something. If it's $5, $2, $3, your change. I was talking to somebody. They was like, girl, I had all this change. I took it to the store. I had $165 just with the change. Just putting up change. And she gonna take that $165 and buy her some stocks. Okay? Come on. Where there's a will, there is a way. Continue your financial education. I'm so proud of you. When y'all come here, you come to the Grand Rising Elizabeth, period. You are learning how to put yourself in a better situation, right? Social media guidance with Danielle. Then you have health and wellness to help you build your health. I mean, we hit on all areas of your life here at Grand Rise Elizabeth. So I commend you all for tuning in because you could be doing something different. So that shows me that you want to make a difference in your life. You want to make a difference in other people's lives. How you show up, people are watching. How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Mentally, how are you showing up? Financially, believe me, people are watching. How many people probably wish if you could go back 5 years, would have actually had the money available when Amazon went wild? Google, Facebook, Bitcoins, right? Now, if I was to took you back 5 years from now, would you have been ready then? So it's not that the opportunities are not there. It's about, are we preparing ourselves for that opportunity? Now, this right here, I hope I don't, I'm saying, hurt nobody's feelings, but I need to talk about this, okay? Because people spend more time preparing for vacations than they do preparing for their wealth. Ooh, wait. Let me say that again. People spend more time preparing for vacations than they do prepare for their wealth. They save for trips. We save for parties. We save to finance cars. But many never prepare for the opportunities that could change their financial future. We're going to change that today. Can I hear somebody say change that?
Change that.
We're going to change that, right?
Change that.
Okay. So I'm with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. I quit. I know I got the power. I got the power.
You got the power.
Uh, uh. Oh, before I go, do anybody have anything to say?
You've been point blank, baby. You done dropped the mic about 17 times.
Awesome job. Awesome job.
Uh, Very good. Just you speaking. You speaking to the peeps. You doing it,
Okay, now,
girl.
because we about to get together because this thing is bigger than us,
Oh
right?
yeah.
It's not just about you all. I mean, people are watching. We need to really take this serious. We really need to take our, how can we help other people and tell them to do better and we're not doing better, right? What is your conversations like with your children? Like, are we even having the conversations with our children? Because that's challenging. Like, it's challenging, with my two kids. Like, I'm like, Jabril, did you put anything up for your investments? You got pages. Are you putting something up? Are you, staying on them? Like, we have to have those conversations, right? Or find a way to do it. But we cannot not tap into it. We cannot. So what if you getting on their nerves? I know I probably get on his nerves sometimes, but guess what? I gotta keep that in his forefront. You're young, right? So we have to teach our kids. We have to kind of like, are you investing? Do you have a brokerage account? Like, let's get them in preparation stage. So let's have those conversations with our family, because they are watching. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, this say the screen. Now it was supposed to be the only screen up here. Okay, I think this is it. I think I found it. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. We are here because we want to build wealth and build a legacy for our family, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about SpaceX again, Starlink, and smart investing. How to evaluate before you buy. Every Wednesday, we do the same thing. The Zoom ID never changes. The code never changes. Time is staying the same, 9 to 10. Invite someone, okay? Don't keep it to yourself. Invite someone. 1 hour of financial power. What I'm going to talk about today is for educational purposes only. I'm not giving investment advice. I'm not soliciting any type of company. I want you, I'm going to throw out some stuff, but I want you to make sure you always do your due diligence. We're going to talk a lot about doing our due diligence. So the agenda today is going to talk about what is happening with SpaceX. I don't, if y'all don't know about SpaceX, I'm glad y'all here. We're going to talk a little bit about what an IPO is really. We're going to recap that because a lot of you all have your own business or considering having your own business. So you might want to one day have an IPO for your business. At least you will know the options, okay, that it's available. Something to think about to weigh. The Madam Finance Investor Scorecard. We're going to talk a little bit about that. This is going to be really major because I really want you all to change our mindsets and think like an investor that's different than a lot of these people out here that's thinking. I want you all to really truly build some serious wealth because I can't do this by myself. I can't reach all the people that I need to reach by myself. I need a team of people who know how to execute, who know how to show your families how to think about this thing. We're going to talk about the Madam Finance research framework. Okay, the first thing, let's talk about what's happening with SpaceX. Y'all know one of the reasons why I want to talk about them because SpaceX is owned by Elon Musk, right? And that's a lot of stuff that's going on the internet. It's about Elon Musk and his SpaceX about to be the biggest IPO in the world in history. And it's supposed to launch June the 12th on my birthday. Okay? So I need to talk about this, right? So SpaceX, now this is not no internet talk. This is research, okay, that I've done because you can't listen to the hype. Do your own research. Listen, but do your own research. Don't just go by what people are saying and telling you, right? So this is true because I looked this up on security.com, SEC.com. Space Exploration Technologies officially filed the Form S1 with the SEC on May the 20th, 2026. I pulled it up myself. It's a legal public document. Everybody can see it. The ticker is expected to be, it hasn't been actually officially confirmed. It's supposed to be SPCX, right? Reader's report says it's a possible, that's the word, possible listed is June the 12th, but it's not guaranteed. So it's a lot of hype talking about June the 12th, June the 12th, June the 12th. But even if it do, right, it could be a great opportunity for people. It may, and it may not, right? It could really be a good opportunity. They said if you put $100, if you have $500, how it could change everything, right? But even with that being said, they talk about the FOMO, the fear of missing out. But even if this was something that can change our lives, are we even prepared for it? Do we even have a little something put aside to possibly, maybe I could put 50 on it, 100, or maybe? Because sometimes when opportunity presents itself, it's too late to prepare, right? June the 12th is right around the corner. It's next Friday. Now, what if, like Amazon and all these other things, Bitcoin, did we not have no money to prepare for that? So let's be in preparation. We can't keep being consumers. We have to start owning some businesses. It's no getting around business. Every time you spend money, you spend it on a business. Everything is business. That's where true wealth comes from. Not working for somebody. I'm not knocking working because you got to work. Businesses need employees. I'm not knocking it. But we have to be prepared because when the opportunity presents itself, sometimes it's too late to prepare. You might miss the wave, right? But I want you all not to get in the hype of SpaceX. I was just using that as an example. It could do something, but I want y'all to start really thinking a lot differently, right? So SpaceX is, somebody had a question? I can't see the chat box. Okay, SpaceX is reportedly seeking to raise up to $75 billion, which would be the largest IPO in U.S. history if it happens. They talking about Elon Musk is going to be a trillionaire, okay? Who knows? So let's just understand IPO before we go, dive deep, okay? Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. We about to dive deep. We about to dive. So IPO, a company sells shares to the public for the first time. But here's what they never tell you. The company is not doing it necessarily for you. They're not really doing a favor for you. Early investors, venture capitalists, insiders, employees have been waiting for years to cash out on some of these companies before they even go IPO. Some people can get, purchase shares before it actually go public. So, and sometimes the IPO is their exit. You are the buyer, and sometimes they're ready to sell and make some money. Who wins with the IPO? Uh-oh. Insiders, the founders, the early investors, the employees get liquid. Institutions, okay? Big banks get shares at IPO prices before you do. Retail, you. You can benefit buying after the hype is already priced in. Sometimes you just probably need to wait. You don't have to be right in. If the company is gonna be a good company, it's gonna be a good company 2 years from now, right? So you don't always have to get into the hype. Sometimes you can just sit back and wait and see what's gonna happen. But you can have your, you know what I'm saying? You can have your money ready. So this is the Madam Finance Investor Scorecard. So I felt like I needed to put this together because people open up brokerage accounts, even though they listen to the videos, even though they know about the ETFs, they know about REITs. We don't talk about REITs. We don't talk about ETFs. We don't talk about index funds. We talked about bonds. We done talked a lot, and still, and I actually give you actual ETFs to go after. The names, the prices in some cases, and still, some people say, okay, I got my brokerage company. I don't know what to invest. I don't know what to invest in. All right, so we about to nip that in the bud, okay? Because I want you to open up the brokerage account, and eventually I want you to have an idea of what to invest in, right? So one of the main questions, I put up 6 basic questions. It's really more that I go by, but this will at least get you started, right? What does the company do? Right? So we need to, can you explain it to a 12-year-old what the company does? Do you know what Amazon does? I mean, we buy a lot of things and don't really know exactly what the company does. You know, can you explain it to a 12-year-old? You need to explain, what is this company doing that I'm purchasing? What does it do? Is revenue growing? Like, is this company making money? Right? That's very important. And these same questions you need to look at in your on your own company, right? Because you're building, you want to make sure it's clear that people understand what your business does. What do your business, is it clear? If it's not, make it clear about what it is that your company does. Is it growing? More money coming in this year versus 3 years ago? What is it doing? Let me take a look. All this is free and public information. Is it profitable? Right? Now, revenue. So when you're talking about, is it profitable? So some companies like SpaceX, it made billions of dollars. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was $14.5 billion it brought in. But it wasn't profitable, right? It was had a 1.4. Don't quote me on the actual dollars, but the billions is real. That it lost $1.4 billion. So even though it brought in billions of dollars, it was at a loss in 2025. So you really need to look at that before, even though the hype is going on, but you need to really look at that. Okay, why it did not make no money, even though billions of dollars came in? How did it? Why did it become a loss? So we got to really look at that. Is it actually profitable? Now, when you talk about SpaceLink, that's part of Elon Musk own that also. Now that's been very profitable. It's not public yet, just like SpaceX is not, but you might want to put that on your watch list and watch it, because when it does, you want to maybe be ready, okay? Because it's doing very, very well. How much debt does this company have? How much debt do your company have? That we got to pay attention to that, okay? Because too much debt can crush any company, especially yours, okay? Who controls it? Now that's very important too. Who is the leaders of that company? Like, what is their experience? Did they work for other big companies before? What is their experience within that company? You want to make sure you do what you need to do. If ever you want an investor, a venture capitalist, an angel investor to invest in your company, like, How are you making sure that you look good? Are you getting the proper certifications in the area of your company? Do you have what you need? So let's look at how are you structuring yourself to make people trust that you know what you're doing within your own business. So who controls it? The voting structure matters too. How many shares do the company own? The person own. So that's a whole another day. Would I hold this company for 10 years? Is this a company I'll be proud of? To say, oh yeah, I own some of this company. Is it? Because if the answer is no, why are you buying it? So I want y'all to just really tune in, right? We're going to talk about the gold rush. I know people may not have been born during that time, but I know a lot of times they talked about the gold rush. The headlines was everyone's chasing the gold, right? Because the gold rush, that was here in 1845 to 1855. That was the big deal, right? So people was going to brush into the gold, right? But the real money wasn't chasing the gold. The real money was in the picks and the shovels, okay? The picks and the shovels, the tents and the boots, the food and the supplies, the transportation, the banking services, all of those. The people, the companies that was needed for the gold rush to be a success, for them to be able to participate in that. All of these things exist. We're talking about the ecosystem. What companies? When we're looking at SpaceX, we're looking at any of these other companies, what does that ecosystem look like? Who is the partners? We always talk about collaboration. Who are they collaborating with? Who are they partnering with? What companies, what manufacturers is helping them make that vision come to life? Okay. Y'all remember Levi? Y'all remember Levi jeans? I know everybody had some pair of Levi's at one time. Okay. Levi Strauss. See, they made buku money, right? It was not everybody was chasing the gold, but what about they was they was selling the jeans to the people. They did not mind a single ounce of gold. They sold durable denim pants to the miners. The miners took the risk. Levi got paid. So people invested in Levi. Oh my God, they did so very well. So are you chasing the gold or do you own the companies selling the shovels, right? So I'm going to use picks and shovels for all of these companies that we about to talk about, okay? Because I want you not just to think about the hype company. Let's think about the infrastructure, the ecosystem, because they all have an ecosystem because they have to have other businesses to help them make their vision. That a lot of times investors don't be looking at, and that's where the real money is. Another example, the railroad boom. Now, the railroad boom was like 1860 to 1890s, right? The headline then was everybody celebrated the railroad companies that was connecting America. Ooh, that was it. Ooh, the railroad companies, right? But the picks and shovels, the companies that we really should have been looking at, or we should be looking at, is the companies that helped the railroad companies to be a success, right? We're talking about steel manufacturers, lumber companies, coal suppliers, bridge builders, equipment makers. See, these companies, these suppliers was needed for the railroad companies to be a success. So, boom, there go Carnegie Steel. Anybody who was looking at steel manufacturers and they looked at Carnegie Steel as being one of the steel manufacturers. See, Andrew Carnegie, he supplied the steel for the railroads. He didn't own the trains. He got paid every single mile of track laid. People who would have invested in Carnegie Steel got paid. Not saying that the railroad companies didn't get paid, but we have to look at the whole ecosystem, the whole supply chain. Let's don't forget about them because these people are needed in order for it to happen. If the railroad boomed, guess what? These people had to boom too, making it profitable. So again, I want you to know, are you chasing the goal or do you own the companies selling the shovels? Okay? I hope y'all getting this. The automotive boom. Woo! Okay. Everyone talked about Henry Ford and the car companies. This was going around the 1900s to 1950s, right? Again, I'm calling it the picks and shovels, the ecosystem. These other companies, you don't know what to invest in. I'm trying to tell you how to look, how to find. Let me see what to invest in. What's the hype? Let's see what's going on with this company that everybody talking about. Who is the partners, right? So the automotive boom, we got the tire manufacturers. The automotive companies, Ford can't be successful if they don't have no tires. So what tire manufacturers are they using? The oil companies got to have oil for the cars. Got to have oil for the cars. They can't do that if you don't have the oil for the cars. You're looking for some companies you might want to invest in. The partnerships, the ecosystem, what is needed for their vision to come alive. Steel and glass. Who is the partners that Ford is using? Auto parts suppliers. What companies is Ford using for that? Let me look at that because I want to see who is it using. Road builders. Okay, you got to have roads for the cars to don't break down so fast. So guess who? People who invested. We just gonna use the oil companies. I chose the oil company. I chose Standard Oil. Guess what? Standard Oil, Rockefeller did not build cars. He supplied the fuel every car needed to run. One product, every car on the road. Infinite customers. So I'm asking you, when you're looking at these companies, are you chasing the gold or do you own the companies that's selling the shovels? The companies that's making their vision come alive? The partnerships, the transportation. Like, look at the whole ecosystem because they are. Because being successful is not a solo act, right? You need a team of people that's going to help you keep your vision alive. You cannot do it by yourself. So I want you to start thinking as an investor, like don't go by the hype. Like, let's think strategically. This is thinking that a lot of people don't think about. You got all this hype. People talking about the hype, but I want you to look at the hype because I'm not saying you can't make money with the hype, but I want you to really take the money and be like, okay, like, let's look at these other companies that's needed to make this vision come alive. I hope this is getting to somebody. I can't see y'all that good. I hope y'all getting this. The internet boom. Y'all remember that? 1990s to 2000. Everyone wanted Amazon. Everybody wanted to be on Yahoo and AOL and eBay back in the day. Who was the picks and shovels of this? Like, who was the partners? What companies needed to be had in order to make the internet boom a success? Here we go. Fiber optic cables, the networking equipment, the data centers, semiconductors, server hardware. We even been talking about this when we've been talking about artificial intelligence. I'm telling you all, let's look at the whole supply chain. Don't just look at Nvidia. Nvidia is the one who sell the chips. Yeah, people who got in early, they got paid. Okay, if you would have got in when Nvidia first started, oh my God, you would be a millionaire, right? So I want us, can't be saying, what should I invest in? Let's pay attention to the industries. Let's pay attention to the hype that people talking about, and let's look at the whole ecosystem, right? So now, y'all remember Cisco? Cisco Systems, they still around. They still around. So the people who looked not just at Amazon, Yahoo, all of that, the internet booming, that said we had went with Cisco. We found that company. That we did some research on that. If you would invest in Cisco during that time, baby, you'll be paid in full. Because guess what? Uh-oh, wait a minute. We're still here. Let me move this over so I can see. There we go. Cisco did not build a single website, but every website needed Cisco's networking equipment to function. Cisco became one of the largest companies in the world. So even though the internet booms here, people who would invested in the ecosystem, the companies that made it possible, got paid too. Are y'all getting this? I hope y'all getting this. I'm giving y'all some nuggets. I'm giving y'all some nuggets.
Yep, we're getting that.
The smartphone boom, right? Everyone talked about Apple. Woo, Apple, 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 right? Who was the picks and shovels for Apple? Who was the companies that was needed to make Apple possible, right? Not saying that you couldn't have got paid off of the hype of Apple, but we got to go beyond just Apple. Got to check that whole ecosystem, the supply chain. Because for Apple to be a success, it needed chip manufacturers, camera components, screen makers, wireless towers, battery suppliers, in order for it to be successful, because it can't do it without this. So if Apple was being successful, these companies that was needed in order for Apple to be success, guess what? Those were some good companies to think about. Uh-oh. So the company that we said we would have did was Qualcomm. They're huge. So Qualcomm did not build a single phone. They supplied wireless technology to almost every smartphone manufacturer on earth. They got paid no matter who won. Who won? That's the whole concept of this right here. Whether Apple was a success, these companies that are needed, you got paid. You will get paid. If you do your due diligence, do your homework, and let's think. Make sure, are you chasing the gold? Or are you looking at the companies that's selling the shovels, right? The AI boom. It's 10 o'clock. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm almost done. The AI boom. I'm trying to move this out the way. The headline right now, what's going on? Everybody talks about ChatGPT, AI assistants. Oh my God, that's really big right now. It's crazy. AI assistants and AI software. Who is the picks and shovels to make the AI to even be successful? Nvidia. That's why Nvidia one of the largest companies in the world, because they supplied the chips. The GPUs. We just did the show was, the success story was on Jensen Huang, right? The owner of Nvidia. Memory chips, micro. Now these are actual companies y'all might want to be looking at. Memory chips, data centers are needed. Power and cooling. This is another company I might want to look at right here. And networking. All of these things are needed for the AI boom to exist. For AI to exist, boom. Nvidia was ready, right? It, it stayed its course. It believed. It worked. It worked his business every single day. Then when the opportunity came, NVIDIA was ready. NVIDIA does not write a AI software. They make the chips that power almost every AI company on earth. Without NVIDIA GPUs, there is no ChatGPT, no AI revolution. So I want to make sure that when we looking at these companies or what's in these industries, to make sure that you looking, let me see what companies I could buy. All right. I don't want to take out you not knowing what companies that possibly you can choose, right? So when you hear about a trend, ask these 6 questions before you invest in anything. What is the trend? Right now, we got AI, space, robotics, and healthcare. That's the big trend right now. Who supplies the leader, right? The chips, the data centers, the sensors. Is the companies profitable? You want to look at that. Who is the leader? SpaceX, Tesla, Nvidia. Is the company growing revenue? More money within the last 3 years? Are they making money? Will I own it for 5 years? Will I own it for 10 years? If no, why are you buying it? So we're going to end there. And do we have any questions? Did you understand the thinking, the concept behind how to choose a company? What kind of company should I be looking for? Did this help? I
That's
need some
powerful.
feedback. I need some feedback.
Yeah,
Okay, this
that
is Paula.
definitely.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
This is Paula. I tuned in today. I've been looking forward to it because I've got my brokerage, got it funded, connected, but have been stuck to see what I should invest in. And Madam Finance, you brought it this morning, and I thank you for it. I got it now.
All right, all right, all right. And I want to say this. I know we 4 minutes over, but I do want to say this. I know a lot of times I would say about the ETFs, you know, and I might talk about REITs, but I really talk about the ETFs and the index funds. And I'm like, if you don't have you're a beginner investor, it's good for beginners, but really ETFs is not just for beginners. To be honest with you, millionaires and billionaires invest in ETFs all the time because it diversify your portfolio and you still partaking in all of these different companies. you know I didn't list the companies in here because I kind of was trying to monitor my time, but I'm going to give you next week some actual companies and ETFs that you can look at, that if SpaceX do go public on my birthday, June the 12th, these companies are going to put them in their ETFs, the AI ETFs. So you won't, lose out. But you want to make sure that we are putting some money aside. We are not just buying, 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 that we are purchasing companies. Purchasing companies, because that's where the true wealth is. We cannot depend on nobody to save you or change your financial situation but you. The government's not going to do it. Medicaid ain't going to do it. We have to make some different choices. And we're going to talk about that next week. Any other questions? Can I get a couple of takeaways today? Because I just want to know that y'all took away something and I know my job was done. Can I get a couple of takeaways?
This is Lorraine. I have a takeaway. My takeaway is now actually going and looking up the information because I'm like the lady just said, I'm ready to actually invest. I have my brokerage account, and it's the first thing you go,
wow, who should I go to? I did go and look up what you were just talking about, online, the Nvidia, and that's like 200 and something a share. Um, but then there was this, they have a lot of, I don't know what to call these things, like they tell you the top leading stocks or the top leading people in the AI committee. They got Intel, Hype, and all these other companies. And and I'm gonna send this to you because it's called Auto Beam, and I
Okay.
never heard of Atom Beam. That's what it is. And they partner with NVIDIA, Intel, HIP, and other companies. And it's like $15 a share, but I'm not really sure who they are. So my takeaway is to actually start looking, reading, learning who the companies are, what they do with those questions you have, what do they make, how long they've been around, is it an IPO? I mean, so all of this was really, really good. And I keep thinking about back in the day when Facebook got so big and they did a split. And
Mm.
I was going to buy the split because it was $47 a share. And I was like, you know what? It ain't gonna get as big as it is now. I don't even know why they doing that. Boy, do I live that mistake on a daily basis. Oh my God. Because I wasn't even a Facebook person, but it didn't matter. And that's what I'm learning now.
Mm.
First of all, like you were saying, invest in the things that you know that you do use, but also look for the things that you don't use. That's what's going to be the next movement. And like you said, right now, AI is still early at its early stages. And so right now, even if you're looking at $200 a share, 2 years from now, it could be $450 a share.
Mm. That's
So
good. That's
that
good.
right. So you can't, my takeaway is just get the information, evaluate the information, look at what your budget is, look at the long-term game. Like you said, this isn't like I'm trying to make a bunch of money, in a year. It's like stay in the game. So my view now is I'm actually looking to invest for my grandchildren so that they can have something. Nothing better than something happened to you and they go, "Oh, Grandma left me some socks. Oh, what are these? Oh my God, look at that."
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lorraine. That was very good. Stacy got her hand up.
I just wanted to say thank you for all this information. It was very, 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 very powerful. And while you was teaching on it, I was looking it up, trying to see who was the people in the ecosystem. And I actually got a lot of information on who is in the ecosystem of SpaceX and Starlink. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm waiting for you to elaborate on that next week. Absolutely. Thank you so
Yes. And
much.
I want to say one thing also. If you look into some of these ETFs, like AI ETFs, like put in ChatGPT, um AI ETFs, right? So this is going to give you a ton of ETFs. And what I like to do, and then we're going to go, I like to do is look at those ETFs and look at the ETFs. Go in and find out who is the top 10 companies within that ETF. If they're spending all this money on these top 10 companies, then that might be an indicator. That might be a company that you might want to look at because it's in their top 10, right? If it wasn't good, why would they be in their top 10? Because these ETFs are professionally managed. They know what they're doing. They specialize in this. There's certain criteria that these companies have to have in order to be in the ETF. So you might want to look at those. And then if you see another AITF and you look at those 10 companies, ooh, is this same company in that ETF too? Ooh, maybe if it's in this ETF and this company is in this ETF, that might be an indicator that maybe I need to look into this company because it's in this ETF and this ETF. If it's in the third ETF, come on. So those are things that you can look at to see whether or not these are companies that should be in your portfolio. So it's 1010. I just thank you all so much. I feel good to know that you all understand and look at the ecosystem. Lorraine, that's what I was looking for you to say, is to look at the partners with the company that you choose. Any company you choose, let's also look at the partners. Who is making that company successful that you like? Whatever company you like, can we also look at the partners, the manufacturers, what companies do they need? Let's don't just look at the company that you like. Let's also look at who is helping this company to be successful. So, with that being said, let's give ourselves a hug because we do so much as, women. Let's give ourselves some love and some grace. You know, I love kissing myself. Let's give the world a hug because the world needs a hug too. And let's sprinkle love and light to all of those that's in authority because we give enough love and light to those in authority. We never know what kind of miracles would take place. I love you all. I give you applause for coming here. Let's step up. We're expanding. I cannot do this by myself. I need some warriors that's going to make some difference. If it makes a difference in your life, you doing it. You can talk about it and we can share and change the trajectory of our lineage. God bless you. Have a wonderful and fantastic day on purpose. Peace.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace out.
Peace out.